Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports, what he thinks the Browns should do at number 2 overall.
If there's somebody out there that loves the next guy after Cam Ward, if it's Travis Hunter, if it's Abdul Carter, whoever it might be, and they love him enough to make the Browns an offer they won't refuse, that's a possibility. And the Browns are a team that could benefit from acquiring multiple draft picks to fill that void. And they've got 2 voids now. They've got the void that was created when they traded for Deshaun Watson and gave up 3 first-round picks and multiple other draft picks who would be part of the nucleus, the rising nucleus of the team right now. And by not trading Myles Garrett, assuming that they got offers, assuming that they had interest, assuming they could have moved Myles Garrett for multiple first-round picks, they've lost those as well. By being stubborn and refusing to move on from Garrett, they've got to refill in some way and replenish this supply of draft picks that can become the future of the team. One way to do that is trade out of the number 2 overall spot.
Steve, I am not opposed to that. The question that I would ask you, how far back would you trade in this draft?
Yeah, so I'm almost always of the mind that I would want to trade down. I don't think that situation's unique to the Cleveland Browns this year. I mean, almost every single team that's picking at number 2 would benefit from taking 1 pick and spinning it into 3 more. The Texans went the other way a couple years ago. They basically gave up 3 picks for Will Anderson, who's a stud. I mean, that dude's awesome. But I don't even know if they actually won the trade, because the 3 picks that they would have had, they also would have had 3 very good players. So I think it would be the right move for Cleveland if they had the right offer. I think when you're debating this, though, how far do you go down? There's a debate about, hey, I don't want to go further than 5 or 6, because that's probably where the blue chip players run out, whether you think that's a Mason Graham from Michigan or an Ashton Genty, running back from Boise State, wherever that cutoff is for blue chip players. I don't think it matters a ton, though. This is really a depth draft. I think a lot of the depth in the draft is going to be picks 15 to 75. That's the case a lot of the time. Like, you could find some really good players in there. So you're either going to say, I don't want to go lower than 4 or 5, just because I'll still get one of those blue chip players. But even if you have to go beyond that, I think there's still enough talent. If you could turn that 1 pick essentially into 3, or that future 1, then I think it's well worth it, because that's just the better long-term team building strategy.